When you open the questioning mat, you notice there are 4 columns. There's an invitation, the cognition verbs, and the topics. On this mat, particularly, I have reading and math topics. However, the topics could be anything. Also, in the far left-hand corner, you notice this box, ability versus possibility. Most of these words you'll notice are modal verbs. However, that is not necessary. The idea is that we're moving away from words that require one right answer, and we're moving to using words in our invitations of questioning that open up possibilities of multiple different answers. For example, if you were to ask the question, what is the conflict of our story? We are looking for the students to respond, and we're looking for a comprehension skill of conflict. Do they understand what conflict is? However, simply changing that question to say, what seems to be the conflict of our story, opens up possibilities that there might be more than one, or that we might be seeing a different conflict than our neighbor. And so it just provides a safer place for people to describe what they're thinking. It also provides a reflection for the teacher. Did I teach conflict and resolution well? Do they understand what that concept is? So when you're using the mat, you can start with the invitation, just as we just did, move to cognition and then to topics, or you can switch it all around. You could start with the topic. Let's try this one. Knowing the main character in our story, in what ways might your life compare to them? So I started with character, moved to invitation, in what ways, and then moved to cognition, compared to them. So you can move it around. These columns are flexible. Maybe you start with the cognition. Let's try this one. Describe some attributes of these 2 shapes. Describe some. We took this word here, some, and then we move to topic, attributes of these 2 shapes. Basically, you can manipulate this in any which way. The main thing to do is to move away from ability words and move to using more possibility words. Like I said in my blog, I used a coaching mat that was very similar. The invitation and the cognition was identical. The topics were much different, of course. But I found when I would ask the teachers, in what ways might you describe the effectiveness of that strategy, they will think about it. They will start to list ways that it's effective, and they will start to think of listing ways that isn't so effective. It just helps them to narrow it down. It also helps them to know that I'm not looking for any one answer. I want to figure out what's working well, what's not. So administration, if you decide to use this map, it's very applicable. Let me know how it goes. If you guys try it in your school or using it with your children and they start to pose questions back to you, please do share. And thank you so much. On the second page, which I usually print this map back front and back. So if you look at the second page, you can see, you can start with the invitation. How might you predict the topic? And you have it here. How might you predict the ending of the story? Or you could start with the topic. Knowing the main characters in our story, what ways might your life compare to them? Or you can take it and you can put the cognition first. Describe some attributes of these 2 shapes. It doesn't really matter how you manipulate